Good evening and welcome to the first Cabinet meeting of the spring 2025. My name is Stephen Cowan. I'm the leader of the London Borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. Before I start, I should explain that if you've attended and looking to take part, this meeting is being live streamed. And so by your mere attendance, you're agreeing to be filmed and live streamed. Clearly the alarm bell goes, follow the exits, which will be here and here, and are easily identifiable. Can I now ask people to introduce themselves, starting off with Councillor Jones on my far left.
Good evening, I'm Councillor Andrew Jones, Cabinet Member for the Economy.
Councillor Wesley Harcourt, Cabinet Member for Climate Change and Ecology. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Councillor Rowan Ree, Cabinet Member for Finance and Reform.
Good evening, I'm Councillor Alex Anderson, I'm the Deputy Leader.
Good evening, I'm Councillor Rebecca Harvey, Cabinet Member for Social Inclusion and Community Safety.
Good evening, I'm Councillor Zara Arkium, Cabinet Member for Enterprise and Skills.
I have apologies for Councillor Bora Kwan, who is dealing with a family issue, and so also I have apologies for lateness from Councillor Sharon Holder, and I have apologies for Councillor Francis Ume. All right. Let me also introduce Councillor Sharon Lee, who is the Chief Executive, Grant Degg, who is the Director of Legal Services. There you go, nearly promoted you, Grant. And can I also welcome Councillor Johnny Elford, who is from the opposition. Welcome. Thank you for attending.
Again.
Okay, let's move on to apologies for absence, which I have already done, and move to declarations of interest. Are there any declarations of interest on this report? All right, item 3 then, minutes held in the meeting on the 3rd of March 2025. Are these minutes noted? I agreed. Thank you. Carbon offset cost guidance note. Over to you, Councillor Jones.
Thanks very much. So this, in line with a range of London boroughs already, is a carbon offset planning guidance note. The council has obviously published it, has a local plan in place from 2018 that sets out our ambition to be one of the greenest boroughs and environmentally sustainable boroughs by 2035. As part of that vision, new developments is seeking to minimise energy use and the use of non-renewable resources. So this is a planning guidance note which aims to further that through development in the borough. It will apply to, it's planning, so it applies to commercial, mixed use and residential developments. It will come into force from the 1st of July this year, 2025. I think the note provides further explanation, but basically it's a piece of planning guidance.
Okay, that's good. Are there any questions on that item? Do you have a comment? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Leader. Just to add to what Councillor Jones has said, this is actually one of the key areas for the portfolio I have, which is climate change. We want these new developments to be as near to net carbon zero as possible. At the moment, the way any offset charges doesn't even cover the cost of the administration of the fund. So what we're hoping to do is, by raising that, and it's on a sliding scale, is actually getting developers to implement much more energy efficient buildings in their development, rather than simply paying money to not meet the standards that we want, which is net carbon zero.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Councillor Harcourt. Any questions? In which case, we will move swiftly on to ask for agreement. Is that item agreed? Agreed. Item 5, revenue budget review. Over to you, Councillor Ree.
Thank you very much. Yes, this is one of our regular revenue budget monitoring reports, this time as of month 9. As you'll see from the report, after contingencies and mitigations, the forecast overspend for year end is now down to just £1.1 million. And we anticipate it reducing further by the end of the year. I would also add that mitigations and contingencies within the housing revenue account mean that we're confident that we'll be able to balance that budget by the end of the year as well.
I'm delighted to hear your assurances, and I shall keep on chasing you to make sure that you keep the budgets on track, and particularly the HRA. As you know, I can bore for England on how worried I get about it.
You never bore for England. You're quite right to raise it, and I thank you for your scrutiny. In that case, can I also thank you for your fine stewardship of our public finances, Councillor Ree? None of us in this borough should ever forget two things. One, there's a council going bankrupt almost every month, sometimes almost every week in England at the moment because of the dire state of public finances. The fact that we have very robust finances is a tribute to not just Councillor Ree, but to all our senior leadership team who run a very tight shop. And two, people simply get things here you wouldn't get if you lived anywhere else. I met two residents today who told me that we have some of the cleanest streets. They have regularly have their friends who live elsewhere saying, "How have you got your streets so clean?" That is a real tribute to the fact that we spend significant amounts of investment in it. We have a great good contractor and environmental team. Free adult social care, free breakfast for all primary school children, the third lowest council tax in Britain, and many, many other services, including some of the lowest service charges for any council services in the country. I think, you know, people often might think they could take those things for granted, but I see the hard work and genuine angst that goes into making decisions to make sure we balance the books. And even though it's very tough, I think we're there, and I'm absolutely confident that we will always balance the books at every single period. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm therefore extremely grateful for that. Is that noted? Don't we need to agree with that, do we? Forward plan of key decisions. Are they noted? In that case, it's a swift meeting tonight. Thank you very much.